All right, here we are. We've got a problem here that has sine of x plus pi over 6, or pi divided by 6, equals the square root of 3 divided by 2. And notice that we've got the sum or difference of angles, but no just x on its own. And so this is going to be scenario 3 that we're looking at of those ones back on the last page. And so from here, we're just going to work our way through and solve for x. So let's do that. If we've got 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2 pi, then this part right here, if you want to call it y or whatever it is, its domain is going to be, well, what's happening to x? We're adding pi over 6. So pi over 6 is less than or equal to x plus pi over 6, which is less than or equal to 2 pi plus pi over 6. Okay, and that just kind of helps us see like where we're going to be heading here. So where would, and I'm going to call it just y right here. I'm going to say that y is equal to x plus pi over 6. And so really this is what I'm dealing with as my y right now. Where would sine of y be equal to the square root of 3 over 2? And so if we're thinking of that, well, where do we have the square root of 3 over 2? And that's going to be, in terms of radians, that's going to be when it's pi divided by 3. And again, in the second quadrant, with that same reference angle, that angle itself will be 2/3 pi, or pi minus pi over 3. So we know that those are going to be our first steps here. So you can think of it as y equals our two angles. And so we said that was going to be pi over 3 and 2 pi over 3. Or you could think of it instead, this would be the exact same thing if we just had, well, pi over 6, or sorry, x plus pi over 6 is equal to pi over 3 and 2/3 pi. These two lines right here say the exact same thing, the same idea. But we're trying to get not to y, but we're trying to get to x. So to get to x, we need to subtract pi over 6 from each of these. And so it's going to be easiest to change them into sixths. And so that would be, let's rewrite those two in terms of sixths. That's going to be pi, or x plus pi over 6 is equal to 2 pi over 6. And it's also equal to 4 pi over 6. So now when we subtract pi over 6 from everything, we're going to have x is equal to pi over 6 and 3/6 pi, which really, so 3/6 pi, let's write it out first. 3/6 pi, which really is just 1/2 pi. 1/2 pi, so let's rewrite that. Pi over 2, and there's our answers. All right, E we'll come back to in just a second. That's going to be scenario 4, and so we'll do that in just a moment.